Welcome to video number 2 of creating a Word document we created in our first video, and now we are going to have Power Automate automatically populate information into that Word document. Through Power Apps in our Create Our Own App series, we created and ultimately a final 4-column table that we're sending via email, currently only in HTML, so you see a table in the email, but there's no attachments. So now we want to add an attachment to that email. So the first thing you have to do is you have to go to create a flow in Power Automate. I've already started to create one. I've named it send report data as Word doc to email. And all I've done is use the trigger as Power Apps. I haven't added anything in here yet. I haven't done anything. So you want to start off by going to Power Automate. You can get there with, you can click the flows in Power Apps, or you can go to Power Automate and start a new flow with the trigger of Power Apps. So we need to send a few things. First of all, we need to send our table data, and we want to send that table data as a text. So we'll just call this table data, and you don't want to type anything here. And next, what did we need? You could do a date in here. We'll just pass a date through Power Apps. That's no problem. Or you could just pull the date dynamically. Same with email, but just to show you, let's pass an email also through Power Apps. We'll just leave that email. So we have the table data, the date, and the email. That's all we need for the first one. So for the next step, now we need to break apart that table data, because that table data comes as an array of data. So we need to initialize a variable, and we'll call this our JSON, because we want to turn that array basically into a string, and we're going to choose our table data. So now we're turning that array of data into a string. To now we're going to add a compose box, and in that compose we are just going to simply put the JSON. And one more thing, we have to parse JSON. And if you notice, these are all part of the data operation. See how they're the same color? So we parse the JSON, and we're going to use the outputs of essentially the compose statement. So this is the fun part, writing the schema for the JSON. And most people will copy and paste something, but for this video, I'm just going to type out a simple structure that should work in most cases. So we need a curly bracket, and see how when you open one, it adds the closing bracket. So between here, we need type, and then this is going to be an array, comma. So array is between double quotes, we comma, then tab over, we're going to do items, and what's the items? This is where we get Okay, add another squiggly bracket, and let's type the word type, T-Y-P-E, type. What type is it? It is an object. Right, we got that, comma. Now we need our properties. And under here, this is where, whoop, properties. Okay, properties. Then we open another squiggly. And in here is where we want our column names. So our first column name is, let's say, items, or no, um, total, what was it, total people. Give me 1 second. Total customers. Total customers. All right. We want that as our first one. And this is where you would tell it, okay, this is an integer, this is a number, this is a string, this is an array. But we are not going to tell it any of that. We are going to just let it guess what's coming in. Okay, total customers, we have um, item ordered, item ordered, and again, open, close, squiggly brackets, item ordered, total quantity, just do total quantity for the sake of this video. And we can always change these if the names aren't exactly what we had in the app. We can just tweak them a bit. Total quantity and what? Total cost. Alright, so we needed a comma after these because we're creating new column names, but now we do not need any more commas. But we do need one more closing bracket to close out everything. Let's just see if we're missing something. It says we're, okay, that's that one. 1, 2, 3. I got that. 1, 2, 3. We should be good. What doesn't it like? What doesn't it like? Oh, I already have. Does it not like that one? Interesting. So we're missing something. Trying to find out what that is. This looks good to me. Here, let's generate this from sample, maybe. After property name. Oh, I see what I did wrong. Even though we don't need a comma, we still need. See, look, I'm glad I can troubleshoot with you guys. You know, even after doing this for so long, you still forget things, and then it takes you a second to figure out what you're doing. So if that happens to you, make sure you have the structure correct. So the next step would be we need to select these columns. So we use our select function, and it never likes to come up right away. So you can scroll down, or you can hit the other um, the with all the functions. Um, so what we want is the body of the JSON that we just parsed. And again, we want those same column names. So we need to match our column names, the schema that we have in our let me pull this up in our Word document, because if we don't, then this won't work. So, and what I mean by that is this. So total customers is our first one. Total customers. Enter value. Total customers. So our next one is item ordered. And you see how I'm not putting a space, because within here, the way we named it in the developer tab, the properties, we didn't put a space. So the tag it's associated with is this. So if you put a space in your Power Automate, you are not gonna, there's nothing that's gonna populate, because one space now, it doesn't register that that's the same column. So we will do total item ordered. Okay, our next one is called quantity ordered, just QTY ordered, QTY ORD. Oops, that's great. Make sure that ordered is capital. Yep, okay. So total quantity. Oops, only need one. I love my mouse. And the last one is total cost. And for total cost, let's plug that in. The next step is to now find your Word document. So type in Word. If you don't see it at the top of the list, you see this expand list of connectors. You can click that, and then this Word Online Business, that's the one you want. Populate a Microsoft Word template, the one that we created in the previous video. So the location, it's going to ask me for my specific location, group Power Apps. So document library, just documents, and the file name, this one we just saved as, let's see, we saved this as our populate Word doc 1. So after you click that, it's going to find the field names. So basically, our Word document looks like this. So we have this, this box for dynamic information, and then this table structure. So we basically have two things, the date and then the table. So now what Word is asking is, okay, here's the table. You can see our table columns, and here is our date. So if you click in date, you can simply pull your date in from your Power App that you pass through the variable at the top. And then Here, I always click this little T, so all these boxes go away. It turns into just a one field table, and that is where you put the output of your select statement. Whoops, just one time. So now we are ready to populate our Word document, and I will show you how to do that in the next video. We will get that linked up to the app that we've already created, and let's save this. And we can always attach that to the email, but for starters, I just wanted to show you that we can get it updated. So thank you so much for watching, and stay tuned for my next video where we link this all together. Thank you.